Hello everybody, it's Mimberly and welcome back to the channel. Now we are carrying on with the world underneath today, so let's get straight on into it. We're on chapter Elysium, which I believe is located in the M109 zone, if I remember my lore, but we're going to find out. So, chapter 1, meeting. Beep beep, the alarm sounds. Mr. P glances at his watch. It's 9:55 p.m. Time's almost up. He quickens his pace. He has a date he can't miss tonight. The sidewalks of Umatera Street are nearly empty in the darkness. For the occupant capital of crime, the M109 zone, this is just one of many waking hours. Neon lights blur into a misty haze, but Mr. P has no time to savor them. He lowers the brim of his hat, tightly pulls his coat, and keeps walking. He pauses at a window filled with over-the-top decorations. Plushie Bomb, the crown jewel of the shop. For displaying purposes only. Not for sale. Chris's Antiques and Oddities. Behind the sign sits a frog plushie inside a bird cage. He checks his newly acquired diamond-studded watch. Well, there's still a bit of time. Welcome to Chris's Antiques and Oddities. Don't touch anything if you aren't buying. Unless you're interested in a taste of the lead. Behind the counter, the owner is glued to his phone. As Mr. P passes, he spots the title of a hot forum thread on the screen. Phantom Thief P pulls another time trick. $1 million blood diamond watch vanishes from Saloon Hotel audition. Since when did the M109 zone start cheering for some second-rate thief? There are thousands of comments, too. If I met that guy, I'd crush him with one hand. The owner sneers, but he can't resist adding a post of his own. A few seconds later, a beep shatters the silence. The owner looks toward the sound. The shop's prized frog plushie has vanished from its cage. Only the diamond-studded watch shines dully in its place. On the street lined with bars, Mr. P emerges from an alley. He tosses the frog plushie in his hand. Then, he drops his dismantled bomb into a trash can. The design is outdated. At least the color still pops out. He straightens his hat. Behind him, neon lights quietly turn on and trace his figure in a faint glow. 10 p.m. That's when Elysium officially opens. Chapter 2. Elysium. Oh god, this is a long chapter. Whew. Mr. P relaxes as the bar's comforting blues ease away his tensions. New face, huh? What can I get you? Standing behind the counter, the woman with chestnut wavy locks props her chin up on her hand and smiles at him. I'll take the connoisseur's menu. The bar falls quiet for a second. The connoisseur's menu is the most infamous menu in the M109 zone. It's second to none. Not only do its dishes draw inspiration from the area's most celebrated eras and figures, but it also doubles as a top-secret ledger for intel trading and deals with high stakes. A moment later, a thin menu slides over to Mr. P. Enjoy. Elysium, connoisseur's menu, taster menu. Fill your empty soul to your heart's content. Do it. House special blend. 1 fruit whiskey, 2 scoops of cream, 1 brown sugar cube, and a sprinkle of fate. Complimentary. Description. Every gift comes with a hidden price, but this coffee is actually free. Do it can be a command or an expression of encouragement. Then again, some say to ignore people and do whatever you want. Okay. Mobster salad, mashed potato, eggs, fresh shrimp, chickpeas, and yogurt, all crushed together with desire. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Description. They came here to survive. They drowned in their own greed. To those ruthless criminals we lost forever. Without them, the M109 zone wouldn't be what it is today. Although they're no longer here to see it. Coward shell. Fresh oysters, lemon juice, ground pepper, and a dash of courage. 1, 3, 4. What's the numbers? I'm trying to figure out what the numbers are in my head. Description. Without their sturdy shelter, the spineless remain spineless. That is why we built our foundation from the strongest materials. This dish honors those misfits who once graced our establishment. Without them, Elysium would never exist. Some exiles become worthless junk, and others transform into pearls. Is it the environment that determines their fate, or their own nature? The N109 Grand Platter. Venison from acorn-fed deer, white truffle cheese, white caviar, and blue lobster tart with mango. Complimentary to the true VIPs. 3 and 5. Hold on. So there was 3 on this one too, and then 5 was there. Is the number supposed to be like a service of some kind? Like knowing how N109 zone is? Interesting. Description. 4 distinct powers dominate the N109 zone. They are the true players at the N109 zone's gambling table. A platter of 4 rare delicacies. They don't complement each other. They're just equally expensive. Choose wisely. If you're unsure, try one of them at a time. The 24K Exchange Artist. Chicken legs slow cooked with scallion oil, soy sauce, salt, golden coconut oil, sesame oil, shredded ginger, and scallions. Comes with a dash of humour. 1, 2, 4, and 6. Description. He's no thief. He's an artist who believes in fair exchange. Dedicated to the unseen phantom thief P. Everything has a price. Pain is traded for an equal amount of pain. Joy is exchanged with an equal amount of joy. But is your happiness truly equal to mine? The point of no return. Smoked pigeon, saffron, pickled onions, barley, toasted truffle bread with au jus, and 100% trust. 5, 7, 8. Description. At Karan, no deal goes unmade. The pigeon meat from the market's arena. It's probably human meat then. A rare delicacy available only this season. Pay the appropriate fee, and they will fulfill your every wish. Remember, once a deal is in place, there's no turning back. Strawberry Disaster Special. Strawberry ice cream, fresh strawberries, strawberry sauce, chocolate covered strawberries, chili powder made from the red salivary pepper, and a 4-leaf clover. 7. That sounds very strawberry. Description. If you survived 2036, the gang war that engulfed the N109 zone, this is a dessert you can't refuse. Rich ice cream wrapped in strawberry sauce and spiced with chili to sting your tongue. Like that night when the streets ran red. Not all survivors were strong, and not all the strong survived. Wouldn't you agree, you lucky duck? Today, oh, I see special services. Okay. Today's special, Sweet Evil Trap, pepper walnut tart, rosemary gelato, pomegranate jelly, red wine marshmallow, and 10.5 grams of sol. 0. Description. I'm waiting for you. Special services. 1. Assassination. 2. Arms deals. 3. Infiltration. 4. Intel collection. 5. Medication. 6. Biological substances. 7. Protocol trading. 8. Proxy deals. And 0. Today's special? ? Special notice. Menu items are subject to change due to seasonal availability and local logistics. Thank you for your understanding. Call me Aislynn. The curly-haired woman sets a cup of steaming coffee in front of Mr. P. This is our signature brew, on the house for those who choose the connoisseur's menu. It's been a while since anyone new asked for it, so I upgraded you to a large cup. Do it. Mr. P picks up the cup. Is this some kind of go-getter philosophy for life? Oh, Aislynn toys with a curl of her hair. So that's how some people interpret it. Do it. Just do as you're told. That was what Aislynn heard the most as a child. You worthless brat, do what I say. One more word and I'll kill you. By the time she was 12, Aislynn learned to not to close her eyes when fists were flying. Keeping her eyes open let her read the direction of the blows, protect her face and gut, and choose where to fall to minimize injuries. She got lucky that time. He wore himself out quickly and sent her off to buy liquor. Before leaving, she glanced at the drunk who claimed to be her father. Oh, it's one of these situations, okay. Of course, it was only true in the strictest biological sense. Then she limped away. Sometimes, staying alive requires more than strength. It needs a bit of luck. Turning the corner, Aislynn saw a striking woman leaning against a bar entrance and looking at her phone. Her tank top revealed sculpted muscles and her short, orange-red hair shined brilliantly under the sun. That was Generva, the bar's bouncer. Aislynn knew her. She'd seen Generva single-handedly knock down a group of drunks. They lay in a pile. She's amazing, even stronger than Dad. With that thought, Aislynn couldn't help but move closer. Noticing her approach, Generva glanced up and laughed. Hey kid, your face is quite the work of art. Aislynn wiped her wet nose. The blood smeared across her swollen cheek. She was 12, malnourished, scrawny for her age. Still, she squared her shoulders and lifted her chin. I'll pay you, teach me how to fight, or at least let me follow you around. Without any hesitation, she shoved all the money that was meant for her father's liquor into Guinevere's hand. If she could become her sidekick, no one would dare to mess with her again. Guinevere didn't take the money. She crossed her arms and looked at Aislynn. What, you lost a playground scruffle and now you want lessons? I'm not into babysitting. I want my dad to be too scared to hit me again. Can you help me? Aislynn stood on her tiptoes and brought her bruised face closer. Guinevere looked interested for a moment, but her face fell when a drop of blood landed on her shoe. She heard Guinevere curse under her breath. Mr. P had barely tasted his drink before the drink's burning edge brings tears to his eyes. Who puts booze in coffee? Excellent. 1/3 whiskey, 2 scoops of cream, 1 brown sugar cube, and a sprinkle of fate. With a knowing smile, Aislynn taps the menu in front of Mr. P. That's our signature blend. Interesting. Okay, so they have a menu, and based on what item you pick, it basically says you want a different service. Huh, okay. Chapter 3, Coward Shell. Now you may place your order. Every dish comes with its own special seasoning, so our customers can choose what suits their palate. Take this one, for example. With brown nail polish shining, Aislynn's finger glides along the menu surface until it settles beside a number. Coward Shell. Fresh oysters with a bit of pepper and paired with freshest sides. Assassination, infiltration and intel collection. A perfect balance of flavours. Following her finger, Mr. P looks at the menu. He's drawn to the text beneath the name. This dish honours those misfits who once graced our establishment? He's interested. In the M109 zone, everyone is practically an oddball. What kind of freak would even stand out? Maybe it has something to do with the word coward? Yet, no matter how he mulls it over, that word doesn't fit in the M109 zone. After all, everyone here has blasted their way through swarms of wanderers to reach this forsaken pit. Oh, there are cowards here, Aislynn says. It happened not long after Aislynn and Guinevere settled down in the M109 zone. Bang! A cracked wooden door fell, and a figure stumbled amid splinters and shrieks. Just you wait, this isn't over! Oh, I'll wait all right, Aislynn sneered. She leaned against a doorframe with a cocky stance and, she had picked up from Guinevere. Only after the man staggered away in fear did she turn to steady the bar's broken door. It was already the third batch of thugs this month who tried to extort protection fees since they opened Elysium. 2 years before, the coronavirus catastrophe struck. Abnormal protofield fluctuations reduced this prosperous tech hub into a lifeless husk. But no one had imagined that this perilous wasteland would become a haven for outlaws. Here, law and order meant nothing. Only strength ruled over the weak. Geneva, why are we here? There isn't any sunlight and the conditions are awful. After walking into the room, Aislynn grumbled and watched the orange-haired woman flex her wrists. Do I need to remind you that, Geneva looked up with a small smile, this was my plan? You tagged along with your own violation. But we're family, of course I'll follow you, Aislynn declared, as if this was the most obvious thing in the world. 11 years had passed since Generva took her in. Generva, why don't we head to Lincoln? We could open a bar there. No. Why not? We can make more money here. You're lying. You're not. Aislynn cut herself off and glared at Generva. You don't want money. You want to ditch me and have fun by yourself. You know me so well. Can you make my wish come true then? As if you bought me to be your sidekick. I adopted you. Don't make me sound like a human trafficker. And that tiny sum you had wouldn't even buy a single decent bullet. Another feeble crack, or creak, sounded at the bar's entrance, which cut their bickering short. Aislynn glanced up and recognized the scarred man. He gave her a curt nod and walked to Generva. They exchanged a glance and silently slipped into the kitchen in the back. Alone, Aislynn calmly picked up a broom and began sweeping the scattered debris. As she swept, she moved closer to the kitchen and overheard snippets of a conversation. It sounded like the scarred man wanted Generva's help in finding someone this time. Aislynn caught a few telling phrases. Missing evolver, test subject, base of operations. That'd be MC. Ever since the bar opened, Aislynn had grown used to suspicious figures seeking out Generva. They looked tough, and trouble was written all over them. After every hush-hush talk, Generva would vanish for a while. Whenever Aislynn asked where she went, Generva would say she was restocking supplies. Yeah, sure. What kind of supplies would leave her battered and bruised every time? Still, Aislynn never confronted her. She understood Generva's reasons for lying. When the murmured discussion behind the kitchen doors ended, Aislynn casually stepped away. With her head down, she continued to sweep. She expected the scarred man to leave quietly, as usual. But this time, the man who never said a word to her actually stopped to speak. It's getting rough out there. Watch your back. Startled, Aislynn looked up. The scarred man's face twisted into something that vaguely looked like a kind smile. Dexter, you need to get ready for the mission. Generva, who had emerged from the kitchen at some point and was now leaning against the bar. She had suddenly spoken. Our lookout vanished. They might already know we're on to them. Your cover may have been... She trailed off, but Dexter tilted his head. He understood what she was implying. What, are you worried about me? If I don't come back, drop some flowers at my grave. Get lost. He laughed before speaking in a serious tone. Don't worry about me. In this line of work, hardly anyone meets a peaceful end. I accepted that. Besides, we promised the parents that we'd bring their child home. If not us, then who? We can't be cowards now. Generva smiled. Fine, make it back alive and I'll clear your tab. Aislynn didn't know what Dexter was about to face, but she knew one thing. Neither Generva nor Dexter were their real names. And more importantly, they were good people. Once, Aislynn found a special task force ID hidden behind Generva's bedside drawer. So she knew they were the good guys. Ha! Okay, right, I am going to take a short break and go get a drink, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So, let's get this finished. Chapter 4, Strawberry Disaster Special. Your Strawberry Disaster Special, sir. The snow-like ice cream is topped with fresh strawberries and shimmering sauce. It practically begs to be tasted. Silas, giving you ideas here. As she sets down the dessert, Aislynn slips a Protocor auction invitation beside it like a side dish. Fresh strawberries and Protocors pair surprisingly well, wouldn't you say? Mr. P ignores the invitation at first. He samples the dessert instead. Tart strawberry sauce melds with rich whipped cream to flood his taste buds. He closes his eyes and sighs contently. Exquisite, just as I hoped. Only then does his gaze shift to the invitation, as if he's recalling something. The 2036 disaster. If I'm not mistaken, it started because of a Protocor map. Is that where you got your inspiration? A third of the M109 zone's population had vanished in the chaos. Mr. P remembers it well. Aislynn confirmed his suspicions. Unfortunately, that Protocor map was lost at that time. Seeing the faint remorse in her eyes, Mr. P offers a knowing smile. Lost? Perhaps it was stolen. You aren't suggesting Phantom Thief P did it, are you? Who knows? It's all just speculation. He chuckles softly before playfully shrugging. Maybe the nap was just an excuse to shake things up from the start. Seeing his genuine smile, Aislynn lowers her gaze to mask her curiosity. Perhaps. She idly brushes back a strand of her chestnut-coloured hair. As it slips off her shoulder, Mr. P catches a glimpse of a silver windflower earring. There were no flowers in the M109 zone. Aislynn propped her chin on her hand and stared blankly at the silver windflowers on the bar counter. Geneva brought them in a few days ago from somewhere. Since then, Aislynn never saw the scarred man again. Although certain people stopped visiting, Geneva was even busier. She headed out and vanished for days. Did you hear? Even the special task force cops had their eyes on that protocol map in the M109 zone. Where did you get that from? It can't be true. If they ever set foot here, they'd be ripped apart in seconds. Inside the bar, Aislynn quietly wiped glasses while two customers whispered. At some point, a rumour started circulating about a priceless protocol that was hidden in the M109 zone. It drew in greedy opportunists like moths to a flame. I heard something else. Someone says Silas has started eating people. My husband can eat me. Silas. Aislynn knew that name. Actually, everyone in the M109 zone knew. This powerful lone evolver roamed the area and became a hot topic after devouring several prominent factions. Plenty of people wanted him on their side. Eating people? What's that about? You've heard about some evolvers going missing, right? They say it all began after Silas's Onakindness came into existence. Really? Does that mean I'm in danger? Oh please, he has standards about what he devours. Me, obviously. At midnight, Aislynn woke up to an urgent ringing. The display showed a number she knew all too well. Genevra's. I assumed it was all too well because that was kind of how the sentence was going. She'd been missing for months. For some reason, unease stirred in Aislynn's heart. She quickly answered the phone. On the other end, chaos reigned, gunshots, something like a beast's roar, and human screams. Amidst the clamour, she heard Genevra's voice. No matter what happens, don't leave Elysium. And her final words were drowned out by a massive explosion from the street. Oh, she didn't make it. Oh, crap. Late 2036. The M109 zone experiences largest riot since its conception. I can't think of the word. Jesus. A scramble for a protocol map soon escalated into a gang war. It engulfed every faction. The festering, rotting darkness opened like an inflamed abscess. It revealed the true face of this soul-devouring cesspit. The fighting raged for months until the weak were fully consumed and every resource was carved up. In the end, the M109 zone's turmoil disappeared and the legendary Silas emerged as the victor. The once freeway power balance was shattered and the lawless territory finally met its new master. Aislynn survived untouched. She was one of the lucky few. At that time, she didn't understand why she and Elysium remained unscathed. Not until a black crow delivered its master's message. The deal is done. I'll be taking the map. Silas made a deal with Geneva to keep Aislynn safe, huh? Fuck. Okay, chapter 5. Final chapter. Today's special. A deal. That's definitely something he'd do. As Mr. P eats his last spoonful of ice cream, he still feels unsatisfied. He's curious about that past event. He picks up the menu again, and his gaze lingers on today's special. Sweet Evil Trap. What's the story behind this? Sorry, Aislynn offers him with a regretful smile. This was made for a certain lady and isn't available for others. MC. Oh shit. Who could get that kind of privilege? Mr. P has never heard of an item on the connoisseur's menu being custom made for one individual. That's confidential info. I'm afraid I can't tell you. I see. Then can you at least tell me about the side dish? Mr. P doesn't want to give up. I'd love to, but I'm afraid I can't. Aislynn smiles slyly. I don't have the courage to serve our sponsor as our side dish. It's 3 a.m. deep into the night. After seeing off the last customer, Aislynn goes into the bar's entrance and flips the sign from open to closed. As always, she returns to the counter and pours herself a glass of whiskey. For years, Elysium has been one of the M109 zone's top intel hubs as backed by a powerful source, or force. She hasn't seen Generva since the riot, and from the Crow, Aislynn learned about Generva's deal with that man. They traded the Protocore map for Elysium's protection amid the chaos. How Generva got the Protocore map remains a mystery. Aislynn believes that with enough time, she'll find Generva and get the answers herself. From that day on, Elysium stepped into the murky depths of the M109 zone as an intel bar. As Aislynn finishes her drink and prepares to leave, something on the corner of the counter catches her eye. This is... Aislynn picks up a frog plushie. She recalls that it belongs to the customer who ordered from the connoisseur's menu earlier today. As she moves to place it in the lost and found, a gift box slips from the plushie's arms. It reveals a wine-red card tucked into its seam. To my dear Aislynn, once someone traded me a map for what's in this gift box. Now I'm returning it to its rightful owner in exchange for your splendid menu. P.S. Thank you for your hospitality tonight. Maybe I'll try the dish you created just for me next time. Yours sincerely, Phantom Thief P. As if sensing what's about to happen, her heart begins to pound. With trembling hands, Aislynn opens the gift box. On the soft velvet rests a stack of old bills. The very one she once forced in Generva's hand. Beside them lies a yellowed slip of paper that reads, Aislynn's protection money. Aislynn touches her eyes that sting from her tears. After all these years, this final piece of survival finally returned home. Oh... How this game makes you care about NPCs, I will never understand, but... Oh, my heart. That makes me want to go back and replay, like, the M109 zone, like, in the main story, just to kind of see where to go from that. But this was really fun to read. I do enjoy reading these World Underneath, so I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get to all of them. So, keep an eye out, because the next one we're going to be doing is... Sketches Volume 13. We're on chapter 14. We still got quite a bit to go. So, whew. Yeah, we got some reading to do.